In the far eastern reaches of Russia, where the immense Siberian taiga unfurls its endless green expanse toward the restless waves of the Sea of Japan, lies a wilderness of breathtaking grandeur and profound ecological significance. Here the land rises and falls in a dramatic tapestry of rugged mountains, deep valleys, and ancient forests, each layer shaped by millennia of wind, water, and ice. This is the Sikhote-Alin Nature Reserve, a vast kingdom of mountains and forests where the air is thick with the scent of pine and earth, and the morning mist clings to the ridges like a silvery veil. The landscape is a living chronicle of geological upheaval, with steep slopes carved by ancient glaciers and rivers that snake through shadowy gorges. Sikhote-Alin is a place where worlds collide, where the boreal forests of the north, dominated by stately conifers, merge seamlessly with the lush, temperate broadleaf woodlands of the south. At the edges of these forests, the boundaries blur, creating a vibrant mosaic of life that is found nowhere else on Earth. In these transition zones, the dark needle-leaf spruces and firs stand sentinel beside maples, oaks, and linden trees, their leaves blazing with color in autumn. The undergrowth is a tangled tapestry, where ferns and mosses thrive in the cool shade, and even subtropical plants, relics of a warmer epoch, find a precarious foothold among the northern giants. This unique convergence of climates and habitats has transformed Sikhote-Alin into a living laboratory of evolution, a sanctuary where rare and ancient species endure, and where the resilience and majesty of life are on full display. In 2001, Sikhote-Alin was recognized as a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site, a distinction that honors not only its wild terrain but also its irreplaceable role in the story of life on Earth. The reserve is a living testament to the enduring power of the wild, where nature's processes unfold largely undisturbed. Its global significance is immense, for Sikhote-Alin is a keystone in the planet's ecological tapestry, a place whose preservation is vital for the health of the world's biodiversity. Within its boundaries, the reserve shelters the last major stronghold for some of the world's most endangered apex predators. Here the elusive Amur Tiger stalks the shadows, the Amur Leopard slips silently through the undergrowth, and the Stella's sea eagle surveys the land from above, creatures that have vanished from nearly every other corner of their range. Spanning over 4,000 square kilometers, Sikhote-Alin is a bastion of biodiversity. Its vastness allows ancient rhythms of predator and prey to play out in a delicate balance, largely untouched by the encroachment of the modern world. The climate here is one of dramatic extremes. Winters are long and severe, with deep snows blanketing the land and temperatures plunging far below freezing. In spring, the snow melts to reveal a riot of blossoms, and the forests awaken with the calls of birds and the rustle of new life. Summers are humid and lush, the air thick with the scent of blooming wildflowers and the hum of insects. Autumn brings a fiery transformation, as the leaves turn brilliant shades of gold and crimson before the cycle begins anew. The story of Sikhote-Alin is one of grand contrasts, of icy peaks and verdant valleys, of frozen silence and vibrant abundance. The land is sculpted by the interplay of cold and warmth, wet and dry, each season leaving its indelible mark on the landscape and its inhabitants. In the depths of winter, the forests are hushed and crystalline, every branch etched with frost. In summer, the same woods are transformed into a green cathedral, the canopy alive with the songs of birds, and the whisper of leaves in the warm breeze. It is here, in this ever-changing world, that the world's largest cat moves with silent grace across the snow, its striped coat blending perfectly with the dappled shadows. Overhead, the world's heaviest eagle rides the coastal winds, its keen eyes scanning the land and sea for prey. The forests themselves are a marvel of diversity. Towering Korean pines, some centuries old, rise above the canopy, their massive trunks supporting a world of mosses, lichens, and fungi. On the forest floor, Delicate wild orchids bloom in the filtered light, their intricate forms a testament to the patience of evolution. Every layer of this ecosystem is teeming with life, from the smallest insects burrowing in the leaf litter to the secretive mammals that prowl the undergrowth. Each species plays a vital role in the intricate web of survival that binds the forest together. To journey into Sikhote-Alin, even in spirit, is to step into a realm where time seems to slow and the ancient rhythms of nature continue as they have for millennia. It is to witness a world that remains wild and untamed, a sanctuary where the hand of time has shaped the land but left its wild heart intact. The reserve's origins are rooted in the need to protect the sable, a small, agile mammal whose luxurious fur once made it a target for hunters. Today, the sable thrives in the dense forests, a symbol of the resilience of nature when given the space to recover. Over the decades, the purpose of Sikhote-Alin has grown far beyond the protection of a single species. It now stands as a guardian of an entire ecosystem, a living archive of evolutionary history and ecological complexity. The reserve is a beacon of hope, a place where the wild can flourish and where the wonders of the natural world are preserved for generations yet to come. This is the story of Sikhote-Alin, a land of elemental beauty, astonishing diversity, and enduring wildness. It is a realm where the ancient pulse of nature beats strong, and where the remarkable animals of the taiga, the woodland, and the coast continue to thrive as they have since time immemorial. The Sikhote-Alin mountains rise as a testament to the relentless power of the planet's inner forces, their jagged peaks and deep valleys shaped over eons by a dramatic interplay of fire and ice. Over 200 million years ago, the region was submerged beneath ancient seas. The slow, inexorable movement of the Pacific and Eurasian tectonic plates set the stage for a geological drama. As these colossal plates collided, the Earth's crust buckled and fractured, forcing up layers of rock and sediment to form the backbone of the Sikhote-Alin range. This titanic collision was not a single event, but a series of upheavals, each one adding new heights and complexity to the landscape. The land here is ancient, its surface etched with the scars of volcanic activity. Volcanic ridges snake across the horizon, remnants of a time when molten rock surged from the Earth's core, cooling into jagged peaks and basalt flows. Deep river valleys carved by the persistent force of water and glacial ice cut through the mountains, revealing layers of volcanic ash and hardened lava that tell the story of countless eruptions. At the heart of this range stands Glucomanca Mountain, the highest peak, soaring to 1,598 meters. Its slopes are draped in dense, ancient forests, but beneath the living green lies a foundation of volcanic rock, evidence of the fiery origins that shaped this summit. The mountains bear not only the marks of Earth's internal fire, but also scars from the cosmos. In 1947, a massive iron meteorite exploded in the atmosphere above Sikhote-Alin, raining thousands of fiery fragments onto the slopes below. The resulting impact craters, hundreds in number, are still visible today, silent witnesses to the raw, unpredictable power of the universe. This dramatic geography, sculpted by both volcanic fire and cosmic violence, gives rise to a landscape of extraordinary diversity and complexity. The region's climate is equally shaped by extremes. The Sikhote-Alin mountains stand at the crossroads of continental and maritime influences, their weather patterns dictated by the vast Asian landmass to the west and the cold, moisture-laden winds from the Sea of Japan to the east. Winters descend with unrelenting force. Temperatures plunge far below freezing, and blizzards sweep across the peaks, burying the land beneath a thick, crystalline blanket of snow. Ice forms in the rivers and valleys, grinding away at the rock, slowly sculpting the landscape with each passing year. When summer arrives, the scene transforms. Warm, humid air from the sea collides with the cold mountain slopes, creating dense fogs that drift through the forests. Rainfall nourishes the land, and the snowmelt from the peaks feeds countless streams and rivers, their waters carving new paths through the ancient stone. The cycle of fire and ice, volcanic heat and glacial cold, summer rain and winter snow, has dictated the rhythm of this land for millennia. Each season leaves its mark, shaping the mountains, valleys and forests in a never-ending dance of creation and erosion. In winter, the deep snows test the endurance of every living thing, while the brief, abundant summer brings a surge of growth and activity as life takes advantage of the fleeting warmth and light. The forests themselves are a living mosaic, their diversity a direct result of the region's tumultuous geological history and the interplay of climate extremes. Here the boundaries between forest types blur. Coniferous and broadleaf trees intermingle, their roots anchored in soils enriched by volcanic ash and glacial deposits. In the higher elevations and northern valleys, the Siberian taiga dominates, with fir, spruce and larch trees adapted to the cold, harsh winters and short growing seasons. Descending the slopes, the forests shift to temperate broadleaf stands where oak, maple and ash thrive in the richer soils and milder conditions. Interspersed among these are almost subtropical elements, wild grape and actinidia vines, their tendrils climbing high into the canopy, a legacy of warmer epochs in the region's past. This intricate blend of habitats born from fire, ice and time supports a remarkable diversity of life, each species adapted to the ever-changing conditions. Sikhote-Alin stands as an ecological crossroads where the legacy of ancient volcanoes and glaciers has created a sanctuary for life found nowhere else on Earth. Here, northern species such as the brown bear and lynx roam alongside southern icons, like the Amur tiger and leopard, their ranges overlapping in this unique landscape. Over 1,000 plant species flourish in these forests, many rare and threatened, their survival tied to the region's complex geological and climatic history. The Ussuri River, winding through deep valleys carved by ancient glaciers and volcanic flows, brings life to the land, its waters sustaining countless fish, birds and mammals. It is this extraordinary interplay of fire and ice, of volcanic upheaval and glacial sculpting that has forged Sikhote-Alin into a living masterpiece. A World Heritage Site where the story of Earth's restless forces is written into every stone, river and tree. Deep within the vast snow-laden mosaic forests of Sikhote-Alin, a creature of almost mythical status moves with silent authority, the Amur tiger. This apex predator, also known as the Siberian tiger, is the largest wild cat on Earth, a living embodiment of power and resilience. The Amur tiger's sheer size is awe-inspiring. A fully grown male can stretch nearly 4 meters from nose to tail and weigh close to 300 kilograms, dwarfing all other big cats. Its muscular frame is built for both stealth and strength, allowing it to traverse the deep snows and rugged terrain of its northern home with ease. To witness an Amur tiger in motion is to see a perfect blend of raw power and fluid grace. Each stride is measured, each movement calculated as it glides almost soundlessly through the winter forest. Its coat, a paler and more muted orange than its southern relatives, is an evolutionary masterpiece. This subtle coloration, combined with widely spaced black stripes, provides exceptional camouflage against the snow-dusted landscape, allowing the tiger to vanish into its surroundings. The Amur tiger's fur grows thick and dense in winter, forming a protective barrier against the biting cold. Each tiger's stripe pattern is unique, a natural fingerprint that distinguishes individuals in the wild. The Amur tiger is a solitary and territorial animal, patrolling vast domains that can span up to 1,000 square kilometers. It marks its territory with scent and deep claw scratches on trees, sending a clear message to rivals: this land is claimed. Elusive by nature, the tiger is rarely seen, moving like a ghost through the forest. Its survival depends on its ability to remain unseen, both from prey and from potential threats. Its enormous broad paws act as natural snowshoes, distributing its weight and allowing it to move silently across deep snow. This adaptation is crucial for stalking prey in the harsh winter months. The Amur tiger is a master hunter, relying on stealth, patience, and explosive power. It primarily preys on wild boar, which can make up nearly 3/4 of its diet, but it also hunts sika deer, red deer, and even elk when available. Hunting is a solitary affair. The tiger uses the cover of dense undergrowth and the uneven terrain to approach its prey as closely as possible, often within 20 meters. Then, with a sudden burst of speed, it lunges, aiming to deliver a fatal bite to the neck or throat. Its canine teeth, over 7 centimeters long, are perfectly adapted for gripping and suffocating large prey. The tiger's jaws can exert tremendous force, ensuring a swift and efficient kill. After a successful hunt, the tiger will drag its kill to a secluded spot, often covering the remains with snow or leaves to hide it from scavengers. It may feed on a large carcass for several days, returning repeatedly until little remains. The presence of the Amur tiger shapes the entire ecosystem. Its hunting keeps populations of wild boar and deer in check, preventing overgrazing and maintaining the delicate balance of the forest. The tiger's dominance is occasionally challenged by other large predators such as brown bears. These encounters are rare but intense, with both species competing for food and territory. Sometimes a bear may attempt to steal a tiger's kill, but the tiger's strength and aggression usually prevail. Communication among tigers is subtle but vital. They use scent marks, vocalizations, and even body language to signal their presence and intentions to others, reducing the risk of direct conflict in the vast wilderness. The female Amur tiger is a devoted mother, raising her cubs alone. She teaches them the skills of stalking, ambushing, and surviving in the unforgiving forest. Cubs remain with their mother for up to 2 years, learning every nuance of the hunt before venturing out to claim their own territories. This slow reproductive rate, with females giving birth to just 2 or 3 cubs every few years, makes the population especially vulnerable to threats. The Amur tiger's vast territory requirements mean that habitat fragmentation can isolate individuals and families, reducing genetic diversity and making survival even more precarious. Despite its formidable presence, the Amur tiger remains a creature of shadows, a solitary hunter whose fate is intertwined with the health of the forest itself. As the undisputed apex predator of Sikhote-Alin, the Amur tiger is both guardian and symbol of this wild, snowbound realm. Its continued existence ensures the balance of life in these ancient forests, a living testament to the intricate web of nature that binds all creatures together. If the Amur tiger is the king of Sikhote-Alin, then the Amur leopard is its rarest and most precious jewel. This elusive feline moves like a shadow through the frozen forests, its presence almost mythical, rarely seen even by the most patient observer. The Amur leopard is one of the most critically endangered wildcats on Earth, a creature of breathtaking beauty and remarkable adaptation. It is perfectly suited to the harsh, unforgiving climate of the Russian Far East, where winter temperatures can plunge far below freezing and snow blankets the land for months on end. Its coat is a marvel of evolution, a dense and luxurious shield against the cold. Each hair is long and thick, trapping air close to the body and providing insulation from the biting wind. In winter, the Amur leopard's fur grows up to 7 centimeters thick and transforms into a pale, silvery cream color. This not only provides warmth but also allows the leopard to blend seamlessly into the snowy landscape, making it nearly invisible to both prey and potential threats. Its beautiful, widely spaced rosettes are larger and darker than those of any other leopard subspecies. These striking patterns break up the outline of its body, offering perfect camouflage among the dappled shadows of the forest and the mottled snow. The Amur leopard's long legs and broad fur-covered paws act like natural snowshoes, distributing its weight and allowing it to move silently and efficiently across deep drifts. Its retractable claws remain sharp, ready to grip icy surfaces or seize prey in a sudden burst of speed. The life of the Amur leopard is one of solitude and constant vigilance. It is a master of stealth, moving with deliberate caution through a world of silence and snow. Every step is calculated, every movement measured as it navigates a landscape where survival is never guaranteed. For decades, the Amur leopard faced unimaginable challenges. By the 1970s, its population had plummeted to fewer than 30 individuals in the wild, driven to the brink by relentless poaching and the destruction of its ancient forest home. For years, it was the world's rarest cat, surviving in isolated pockets of wilderness, each individual separated by vast distances and harsh terrain. The silence of the forest was broken only by the soft pad of its paws and the whisper of wind through the trees. Its survival seemed almost impossible. Each winter brought new threats: hunger, cold, and the ever-present danger of larger predators. Yet the Amur leopard endured, clinging to existence with quiet determination. The Amur leopard is fiercely territorial, marking its domain with scent and claw marks on trees. It patrols vast areas, sometimes covering more than 100 square kilometers, always alert for intruders or the faintest sign of prey. Today, the population has slowly climbed to around 125 adults in Russia, concentrated in the remote mountainous forests of the Primorye region. Here, the leopard finds refuge among rugged ridges and deep valleys where the snow lies thick and the forest is dense. A small, elusive population also survives across the border in China, where the forests are just as wild and the winters just as harsh. An ecological corridor now links these two populations, allowing the leopards to move between countries. This connection is vital, enabling the exchange of genes and strengthening the species against the ever-present threat of inbreeding. The Amur leopard is a solitary and nocturnal hunter, relying on patience and precision. It stalks silently through the undergrowth, using the cover of darkness and the muffling effect of snow to approach its prey undetected. Its diet consists mainly of roe deer and sika deer, but it will also take hares, badgers, and even birds when larger prey is scarce. Incredibly powerful for its size, the Amur leopard is known to drag its kills high into the branches of trees. Here it can feed in safety, out of reach of tigers, bears, and other scavengers that roam the same frozen forests. Cubs are born in the shelter of dense thickets or rocky crevices, where their mother keeps them hidden from danger. For the first few months they are completely dependent on her, learning the skills of survival through play and careful observation. With such a small population, every single Amur leopard is precious. Each individual carries the hope of the species, its genes a vital thread in the fragile tapestry of survival. The Amur leopard remains incredibly vulnerable. Disease, injury, and the ever-present threat of habitat loss haunt its existence. Even a single harsh winter or a new outbreak of illness could tip the balance toward extinction. Every day, the Amur leopard must use all its senses to survive. It listens for the faintest rustle of prey beneath the snow, watches for the movement of rivals or predators, and marks its territory to warn others away. The Amur leopard is a symbol of ultimate fragility and resilience, a living testament to the power of adaptation and the will to survive in one of the planet's harshest environments. Its continued presence in the forests of the Russian Far East is a quiet victory for nature itself, a reminder that even in the coldest, most remote corners of the world, life endures, beautiful and wild, against all odds. Deep within the ancient forests of Sikhote-Alin, a world unfolds where the rhythm of life is dictated by the seasons, and the land is shaped by its most formidable inhabitants, bears and boars. Here the towering trees and tangled undergrowth provide both sanctuary and stage for these remarkable creatures, whose lives are woven into the very fabric of the taiga. Two bear species reign over this vast domain, the mighty Ussuri Brown Bear and the elusive Ussuri Black Bear. Each has carved out a unique niche, their paths sometimes crossing, their destinies intertwined with the pulse of the forest. The Ussuri Brown Bear is a true colossus, among the largest of all bear subspecies. Mature males can tip the scales at over 550 kilograms, and when they rear up on their hind legs, they tower at an astonishing 3 meters. Their immense strength and size make them the undisputed titans of these woods. Their fur, often a deep dark brown, sometimes nearly black, offers camouflage in the shadowy forest. This thick coat insulates them against the biting cold and the relentless rains that sweep through Sikhote-Alin. Brown bears are not just powerful hunters, but also bold scavengers. In the heart of the forest, they sometimes come face to face with the Amur Tiger, challenging the great cat for its hard-won kills. These tense encounters are a testament to the bear's audacity and strength, and they echo through the wilderness as a reminder of the constant struggle for survival. The Ussuri Black Bear, a subspecies of the Asiatic black bear, is smaller and more secretive, yet no less fascinating. It moves with quiet confidence through the dense undergrowth, its senses finely tuned to the sounds and scents of the forest. This bear is instantly recognizable by the pale, crescent-shaped patch of fur on its chest, a mark that has earned it the name moon bear. This distinctive feature stands out against its otherwise dark, shaggy coat. Unlike its larger cousin, the black bear is a master climber. With powerful curved claws and strong limbs, it ascends trees with astonishing agility, seeking safety, food, or simply a vantage point from which to survey its territory. This climbing prowess is more than a skill, it is a vital survival strategy. When threatened by predators such as tigers or even the larger brown bears, the black bear can vanish into the treetops, out of reach and out of danger. Both bear species are consummate omnivores, their diets shifting with the changing seasons. In spring they feast on tender shoots, roots and insects, replenishing their bodies after the long winter. As summer arrives, they gorge on berries, nuts and honey, while autumn brings a final frenzy of foraging. Nuts, acorns, and the rich, oily flesh of spawning salmon caught in the rushing rivers. This seasonal abundance is crucial, allowing them to build the fat reserves needed to survive the harsh winter ahead. As the days shorten and the first snows begin to fall, the bears prepare for hibernation, a remarkable adaptation to the brutal cold. Their tracks lead to hidden dens where they will spend months in a state of deep torpor. In the waning days of autumn, each bear seeks out or constructs a den. Some dig deep into the earth or mountainsides, while others find shelter in hollow trees or rocky crevices, lining their winter homes with leaves and moss for insulation. Brown bears typically choose steep, remote slopes at higher elevations for their dens, digging deep into the earth to escape the cold. Black bears, more often, select hollow trees or rocky shelters lower down, where the forest offers protection from the elements. Inside these dens, the bears enter a state of suspended animation, their heart rate slowing, their bodies sustained by the fat reserves accumulated through months of relentless foraging. For weeks, sometimes months, they will not eat, drink, or even defecate, relying entirely on their stored energy. For female bears, the den is also a nursery. During the depths of winter, they give birth to tiny blind cubs, fragile lives that depend utterly on their mother's warmth and milk. These cubs will remain in the safety of the den for months, growing stronger, learning from their mother, and eventually venturing out into the world to begin their own journey through the taiga. Sharing this vast wilderness with the bears is another giant of the forest, the wild boar. These robust, adaptable animals are a keystone of the Sikhote-Alin ecosystem, shaping the land and sustaining its predators. Wild boars live in matriarchal groups known as sounders, led by experienced females. These groups roam the forest in search of food, their keen sense of smell guiding them to roots, tubers, acorns, and fallen fruit. Their constant foraging turns over the soil, aerating it and helping new plants to grow. The males, or boars, are more solitary, especially as they mature. They are armed with formidable tusks, curved weapons that can reach up to 23 centimeters in length. These tusks are used for digging, foraging, and, when necessary, for defense against predators or rivals. Wild boar are not just ecosystem engineers, they are also the primary prey for the Amur tiger. The relationship between predator and prey is a delicate balance, with the boar's numbers directly influencing the fate of the great cat. The abundance of wild boar ensures the survival of the Amur tiger, and in turn, the tiger helps regulate the boar population, preventing overgrazing and maintaining the health of the forest. In this intricate web of life, every creature plays a role, and the fates of bears, boars, and tigers are forever entwined in the wild heart of Sikhote-Alin. The vast skies and ancient forests of Sikhote-Alin are ruled by an astonishing diversity of avian predators and rare, migratory birds, each playing a vital role in the region's intricate web of life. These winged sovereigns, from the highest canopies to the riverbanks, are not only apex hunters but also ecological sentinels, their presence a testament to the health and richness of this wilderness. Among the most iconic is the golden eagle, a master of the uplands and open woodlands. This formidable raptor is a year-round resident, fiercely territorial and known for its solitary nature outside the breeding season. With a wingspan that can exceed 2 meters, the golden eagle's vision is legendary, capable of detecting the faintest movement from kilometers away. Its eyes are adapted for both daylight hunting and the shifting light of dawn and dusk, allowing it to spot prey such as hares, marmots, and even young deer. When it stoops from the sky, the golden eagle becomes a living missile, reaching speeds over 300 kilometers per hour. This breathtaking dive is a marvel of precision, with the eagle adjusting its wings and tail to steer through the dense forest canopy. Recent observations have revealed a remarkable behavior, pairs of golden eagles hunting cooperatively. This rare strategy, especially in the tangled forests of Sikhote-Alin, allows them to flush and ambush prey with astonishing efficiency, demonstrating both intelligence and adaptability. While not a bird, the Eurasian lynx shares the golden eagle's silent mastery of the forest, moving with ghostly stealth beneath the canopy. Its presence is a reminder of the interconnectedness of Sikhote-Alin's predators, each shaping the ecosystem in subtle ways. The lynx's keen senses and arboreal agility echo the vigilance of the raptors above, as both predator and prey navigate the layered world of branches and shadows. Its tufted ears and night-adapted eyes are mirrored in the adaptations of Sikhote-Alin's nocturnal birds, who rely on acute hearing and vision to hunt in darkness. The lynx's silent approach is rivaled only by the owls, whose flight is nearly soundless, allowing them to ambush prey with equal stealth. The lynx's snowshoe-like paws are echoed in the adaptations of ground-nesting birds, who must traverse the same deep snows in search of food and shelter. As dusk settles, the Blakiston's fish owl emerges, one of the world's largest and rarest owls, and a true specialist of Sikhote-Alin's waterways. With a wingspan reaching 2 meters, this owl is a giant among its kind. It requires vast territories of undisturbed riverine forest where it can find both nesting sites and abundant fish. Unlike most owls, the Blakiston's fish owl wades into icy streams, using its powerful talons to snatch salmon and trout from the water. Its hunting is most successful in winter, when fish are concentrated in unfrozen pools. The fish owl's survival depends on the presence of ancient hollow trees for nesting, often centuries old, and the purity of the rivers. Loss of these habitats threatens the owl's future, making it a flagship species for conservation in Sikhote-Alin. Its deep, resonant call reverberates through the twilight, a haunting sound that signals both territory and the enduring wildness of this land. Along the rivers and coasts, the Stella's sea eagle reigns supreme. This is the heaviest sea eagle on Earth, a true giant, with a wingspan rivaling that of the golden eagle. Its massive yellow beak and bold white shoulders make it unmistakable. The Stella's sea eagle is a partial migrant, with some individuals wintering in Japan and Korea, while others remain in the Russian Far East year-round. These eagles patrol the waterways, dominating other raptors and scavenging as well as hunting. Their presence is a sign of abundant fish and healthy river systems. During the salmon runs, dozens of Stella's sea eagles gather along the rivers, feasting on the seasonal bounty. This congregation is a spectacular sight, and a crucial time for the eagles to build up reserves for breeding or migration. Yet, the Stella's sea eagle faces an uncertain future. Habitat loss, pollution, and declining fish stocks have caused its numbers to dwindle, making every sighting in Sikhote-Alin increasingly precious. Sikhote-Alin is not only a sanctuary for resident raptors, but also a vital stopover for countless migratory birds traveling the East Asian flyway. Each spring and autumn, the skies fill with cranes, geese, and rare songbirds, pausing here to rest and refuel. The forests and wetlands provide critical nesting sites for species like the oriental stork and the scaly-sided merganser, both globally threatened. The presence of these birds underscores the global ecological significance of Sikhote-Alin, a living crossroads for avian life, where the fate of species is intimately tied to the health of this wild, snow-fed land. The eastern edge of the Sikhote-Alin Reserve is a breathtaking convergence of land and sea, a place where the ancient emerald forests of the taiga cascade down steep, weathered cliffs and meet the restless expanse of the Sea of Japan. Here, the boundary between earth and ocean is ever-shifting, shaped by tides, storms, and the slow, patient work of time. The dense primeval forest, thick with spruce, fir, and Korean pine, tumbles down rugged escarpments, its roots gripping the rocky soil as if reluctant to let go. Mosses and ferns carpet the shaded ground, while the canopy above is alive with the calls of forest birds and the rustle of unseen creatures. At the base of these cliffs, the cold crystalline waters of the Sea of Japan lap against a shore strewn with boulders and pebbles, their surfaces polished smooth by centuries of waves. The sea here is a deep, shifting blue, reflecting the sky and the moods of the weather. This sapphire coastline forms a unique ecological corridor, a narrow band where terrestrial and marine worlds overlap and intertwine, creating a mosaic of habitats found nowhere else on Earth. Along these shores, a vibrant community of marine and coastal life flourishes. Seabirds wheel overhead, their cries echoing off the cliffs, while seals and otters find sanctuary among the rocks and kelp beds. At prominent headlands like Cape North, the land juts defiantly into the sea, battered by wind and spray. These granite outcrops are more than just geological features. They are vital refuges for wildlife. Here, hundreds of lager seals, also known as spotted seals, haul themselves onto the slick, sun-warmed rocks to rest and socialize. Their coats, dappled with silvery spots, blend seamlessly with the stony shore, offering camouflage from predators that might patrol the skies or the sea. In autumn, the seals gather in even greater numbers, hauling out to molt their old fur and grow new, denser coats in preparation for the coming winter. Their dappled pelts, a masterpiece of natural design, help them vanish into the rocky landscape, safe from the gaze of eagles and the approach of orcas. In the water, lager seals are agile and powerful, their bodies streamlined for speed and endurance. They are capable of plunging to depths of 300 meters, chasing schools of fish through the dim green twilight of the coastal sea. Just offshore in the swaying forests of kelp, another remarkable mammal makes its home, the sea otter. The sea otter's fur is the densest in the animal kingdom, a luxurious pelt that traps air and insulates against the chill of northern waters. Each square centimetre of their coat contains up to 155,000 hairs, forming a barrier so effective that water never touches their skin. This extraordinary insulation is essential for survival, allowing otters to float and hunt in the icy embrace of the northern sea, even in the depths of winter. Sea otters are endlessly curious and playful, tumbling through the water in groups, chasing each other and exploring their environment with nimble paws. They are among the few non-primate mammals known to use tools, a testament to their intelligence and adaptability. Otters will select a favorite stone, carrying it in a pouch of loose skin under their forearm, and use it to hammer open the tough shells of clams and sea urchins. Floating serenely on their backs, they balance the rock on their chest, transforming their bodies into floating dining tables. With practiced skill, they crack open shellfish, feasting on the rich bounty of the sea. Their metabolism is so high that they must consume nearly a quarter of their body weight each day, making them voracious and vital predators in the nearshore ecosystem. By preying on sea urchins and other invertebrates, otters help maintain the health of the kelp forests, preventing overgrazing and supporting a rich web of marine life. Beyond the rocky shore, the coastline opens into broad wetlands and lagoons, such as the remarkable Blagodatnoy Lake, a shallow brackish lagoon cradled between forest and sea. This lagoon is a haven for migratory birds, a critical stopover and breeding ground for countless species as they journey along the East Asian flyway. Here, fresh water from the forested rivers flows gently over denser, brackish seawater, creating a layered environment teeming with life. The mixing of waters supports a profusion of aquatic plants, invertebrates and fish, forming the foundation of a complex food web. Among the reeds and willows, the mandarin duck finds sanctuary. Its plumage is a riot of color, fiery orange, emerald green and snowy white, making it one of the most beautiful birds in the world. These ducks nest in tree cavities high above the ground, their ducklings leaping bravely to the soft earth below when it is time to fledge. The wetlands are also a vital resting place for the elegant white-naped crane, a symbol of grace and endurance. Flocks of these majestic birds pause here to feed and regain their strength, their long legs wading through the shallows as they search for food. The interplay between land and sea is the defining feature of this coastal zone. It is a place of constant change where tides flood and recede, and the boundaries of habitat shift with the seasons. Rivers, swollen with rain and snowmelt, carry nutrients from the forest floor down to the sea, enriching the coastal waters and fueling explosive blooms of plankton. These nutrients support a dazzling array of marine life: tiny crustaceans, swarms of fish, and the invertebrates that form the base of the food web. This abundance draws predators from both land and sea. Seals hunt fish in the surf, while eagles and other raptors scan the shallows for unwary prey. Stella's sea eagles, among the largest and most powerful raptors on Earth, nest in the tall pines that overlook the coast, their massive wings casting shadows over the water. With a sudden burst of speed, they dive from their perches, talons extended, to snatch fish from the sea's surface. Even the great terrestrial predators, the brown bear and the elusive Siberian tiger, are drawn to this edge, sometimes venturing down to the rocky shore in search of food. Here they may scavenge on the carcasses of marine animals washed ashore by the tides, taking advantage of the ocean's offerings. This dynamic edge, where the taiga forest meets the tide, is a place of endless transformation and adaptation, shaped by the forces of wind, water, and life itself. The Sikhote-Alin Reserve's coastal ecosystems are a living tapestry, woven from the threads of forest, wetland, and sea. Here, the interplay of land and ocean creates a world of astonishing diversity, where every creature, from the tiniest plankton to the mightiest eagle, plays a part in the grand, ever-evolving story of life along the Sapphire coast. Despite its wild majesty and the illusion of timelessness, Sikhote-Alin is, in truth, a delicate sanctuary, an Eden whose balance is easily unsettled. The very features that make this region so extraordinary, its ancient forests, intricate river systems, and unique blend of northern and southern species, also render it acutely sensitive to environmental disturbances that originate beyond its borders. Among the most pervasive and subtle of these disturbances is the relentless progression of climate change which seeps into every corner of the ecosystem. Recent assessments reveal that average temperatures in Sikhote-Alin have already risen by more than 1.6 degrees Celsius, a shift that reverberates through every layer of the environment. This warming trend disrupts the ancient cycles that have governed life here for millennia, altering the timing and intensity of seasonal transitions. The snowpack, once deep and enduring, now melts earlier and accumulates less, reducing the insulation and moisture that countless plants and animals depend upon. The timing of plant growth shifts, with some species budding too soon or too late, disrupting the synchrony between flora and the creatures that rely on them for food and shelter. The taiga itself, a vast expanse of coniferous forest, faces contraction as warming temperatures push its boundaries northward, threatening the habitat of countless northern specialists. Rivers, the lifeblood of the reserve, are not immune. Their flow patterns shift and their waters warm, altering the delicate balance that sustains aquatic life. Salmon, once abundant in the lower Ussuri basin, now struggle as spawning beds dry prematurely and water temperatures rise beyond their tolerance. Their numbers have plummeted by as much as 60%, a loss that ripples outward through the food web. The absence of salmon undermines the stability of the entire ecosystem, depriving predators and scavengers of a vital seasonal resource. Blackistan's fish owl and the Ussuri Brown Bear, both intricately tied to the river's bounty, find their survival increasingly precarious. These apex predators, once able to rely on the seasonal abundance of fish, now face leaner times and greater competition. The scarcity of prey forces them to adapt, often with limited success, as the ecosystem's intricate balance is thrown into disarray. This single disruption can trigger a cascade of consequences, affecting not only predators but also the myriad smaller creatures that depend on the same resources. The health and survival of countless species are jeopardized as weakened populations become more susceptible to disease and further environmental stress. Beyond climate, other natural forces threaten the region's biodiversity. Invasive species, for example, can exploit the changing conditions, outcompeting native plants and animals for resources. Hardy non-native plants may take root in disturbed soils, spreading rapidly and crowding out the delicate understory that supports native insects and birds. Invasive insects, such as certain beetles, can devastate entire stands of trees, weakening the forest's resilience and altering its structure. As these invaders spread, they fragment habitats, creating isolated pockets of native life surrounded by altered landscapes. Native animals may find their movements restricted by dense thickets or unfamiliar terrain, making it harder to find food, mates, or new territories. Wide-ranging species such as the Amur Tiger and Leopard, whose genetic health depends on access to vast interconnected territories, are especially vulnerable to these new barriers. Their populations risk becoming isolated, reducing genetic diversity and increasing the likelihood of inbreeding. Such isolation can be catastrophic, leading to weakened offspring and diminished resilience in the face of further environmental change. Inbred populations are less able to adapt to new threats, whether from disease, shifting climate, or competition from invasive species. The integrity of the great forest, its wholeness and connectivity, is essential for the survival of its inhabitants. Vigilant monitoring and the resilience of native species are all that stand between this ecosystem and the unchecked spread of invaders. As prey species adapt to new pressures, apex predators must also adjust their strategies, sometimes venturing into unfamiliar territory or shifting their diets. The competition for food intensifies, and the food web itself is redrawn, with new winners and losers emerging in the struggle for survival. Even the most adaptable species, such as wild boar and deer, may find their numbers fluctuating unpredictably as the balance of the ecosystem shifts. Apex predators, in turn, are forced into greater competition, sometimes encroaching on the margins of their traditional ranges in search of sustenance. The combined pressures of a warming climate, shrinking and fragmented habitats, and the relentless advance of invasive species steadily erode the ecological integrity of this precious wilderness. Only through the resilience and adaptability of its native life can Sikhote-Alin hope to endure, its fragile balance demanding constant renewal and vigilance from within. Deep within the heart of Sikhote-Alin, the wild legacy is preserved not by human hands, but by the intricate self-sustaining mechanisms of nature itself. Here every snowfall, every rustle in the undergrowth, and every call in the night plays a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of this ancient ecosystem. Apex predators like the Amur Tiger move with silent purpose, their presence shaping the behavior and population of prey species. By keeping deer and wild boar numbers in check, tigers prevent overgrazing, allowing young saplings and undergrowth to flourish. Prey animals, in turn, are constantly alert, their movements and feeding patterns influencing the growth and regeneration of the forest. As they graze, browse and dig, they disperse seeds and aerate the soil, fostering new plant life and maintaining the health of the woodland. Smaller predators like the lynx, sable and stoat play their part as well, controlling rodent populations and ensuring that no single species dominates the landscape. Their keen senses and agile movements help maintain the intricate web of life. Birds are vital guardians of the forest's legacy. Nutcrackers and jays scatter seeds far and wide. Woodpeckers keep insect populations in check, and owls maintain the balance of nocturnal life. Rivers and streams pulse with life as salmon return each year to spawn, nourishing not only their own kind, but also otters, bears, and countless scavengers. The nutrients from their bodies enrich the soil, feeding the forest from the roots up beneath the surface. Armies of insects and fungi break down dead wood and leaf litter, recycling nutrients and creating fertile ground for new growth. These unseen engineers are essential to the forest's renewal. Pollinators, bees, butterflies and beetles ensure the continuation of countless plant species, their tireless work supporting the entire food web. The elusive Amur Leopard, with its solitary wanderings, helps maintain genetic diversity by traveling vast distances, connecting populations across the landscape and ensuring the resilience of its kind. Wolves, moving in tight-knit packs, shape the behavior of herbivores and scavenge the remains of fallen animals, returning vital nutrients to the ecosystem and keeping the cycle of life unbroken. The forest itself is a living guardian, its ancient trees sheltering countless species, their roots binding the soil and their branches forming a protective canopy that moderates the harsh climate. Seasonal cycles, snowfall, thaw, and rain replenish rivers and streams, shaping the land and sustaining all who dwell within. Natural corridors formed by rivers, valleys, and animal trails allow creatures to move freely, find mates, and adapt to changing conditions, ensuring the survival of even the most elusive species. The Amur Tiger, ghost of the forest, is both a symbol and a sentinel, its continued presence a sign that the wild heart of Sikhote-Alin still beats strong. Every track in the snow, every call at dawn, and every shadow in the trees is a testament to the resilience and complexity of this living legacy. As each new day breaks, the wild inhabitants of Sikhote-Alin continue their ancient dance, shaping and sustaining the land for generations yet to come. In this vast, untamed realm, it is the animals and the land itself that are the true guardians, preserving a wild legacy that endures untouched and eternal. Gap 2S. Winding like silver threads through the dense heart of Sikhote-Alin, the rivers shape the landscape with quiet persistence. From icy mountain springs to deep, meandering valleys, these waterways are the lifeblood of the forest, nourishing every living thing they touch. Gap 2S. As winter loosens its grip, snowmelt swells the rivers, sending torrents of crystal-clear water rushing through ancient gorges. The pulse of the thaw awakens dormant seeds, stirs hidden aquatic life, and signals a season of renewal. In summer, the waters run deep and slow, their mirrored surfaces reflecting emerald canopies and fleeting shadows of birds overhead. Beneath the surface, a secret world thrives. Schools of lennox and taimen, ancient fish adapted to these cold, pristine waters, glide between rocks and sunken logs. Salmon, driven by instinct, embark on epic journeys upstream, leaping over rapids and waterfalls to reach their spawning grounds. Their return nourishes not only the river but the entire forest. Otters, bears and eagles gather to feast, while the remains of these travellers feed the soil, enriching the land for seasons to come. Amid the tangled roots along the riverbanks, amphibians emerge with the spring rains. Siberian salamanders and frogs fill the dusk with their chorus, their eggs clinging to reeds and stones. Dragonflies dart above the surface, their iridescent wings flashing in the sunlight as they hunt for smaller prey. Aquatic insects, mayflies, caddisflies and stoneflies, form the foundation of the river's food web. Their brief lives, spent in the cool embrace of the current, sustain fish, birds and mammals alike. In autumn, fallen leaves drift onto the water, creating floating islands that shelter larvae and nourish the river's endless cycle of renewal. As the seasons turn, the rivers transform. Winter's ice seals the surface, yet beneath life endures in the slow, dark currents. Otters slip through underwater passages, their fur thick against the cold. In the silence of the frozen forest, the river persists, a hidden artery waiting for the warmth of spring to set it free. The rivers of Sikhote-Alin are more than mere passages of water. They are living corridors connecting distant valleys, shaping the land and sustaining a tapestry of life found nowhere else. Their ever-changing flow is a testament to resilience, adaptation, and the enduring spirit of the wild. Across the vast expanse of Sikhote-Alin, the forest is an ever-changing tapestry woven by the passage of seasons. In spring the land stirs from its icy slumber. Buds swell on ancient Korean pines and Mongolian oaks, their fresh green leaves unfurling to capture the first warm rays. Carpets of wildflowers, primrose, lily and violet, burst through the forest floor, painting it in hues of lavender and gold. Sap rises and the air hums with the quiet industry of awakening insects. As temperatures climb, summer cloaks the forest in dense emerald canopies. Ferns and shrubs thrive in the moist understory, while mosses blanket fallen logs, creating a lush sanctuary. In this season of abundance, deer and wild boar graze on tender shoots, while squirrels leap from branch to branch, gathering food for the colder months ahead. The forest resounds with birdsong. Woodpeckers drum, warblers trill, and cuckoos call through the leafy maze. Autumn brings a transformation both vivid and fleeting. Leaves blaze in a fiery spectrum of crimson, amber and gold. Fruits and nuts ripen, drawing bears and other animals for a final feast before winter. Sables and foxes grow thicker coats, while birds and insects prepare for migration or hibernation. The forest floor is littered with acorns and fallen branches, providing shelter and sustenance for countless creatures. Then, as the first snowflakes drift down, winter claims the land. The canopy thins, revealing a stark, silent beauty. Trees stand etched in frost, their branches heavy with snow. Beneath the frozen ground, seeds and roots lie dormant, waiting for the thaw. Animals adapt. Deer tread softly through deep drifts, while owls hunt in the pale glow of moonlight. Life slows but never stops. Even in the coldest months, the Sikhote-Alin forest endures, each living thing finely tuned to the rhythm of the seasons. Through endless cycles of growth and rest, the forests of Sikhote-Alin are a living symphony. resilient, harmonious, and forever renewed by the dance of time. Beneath the towering trees and amidst the tangled undergrowth of Sikhote-Alin, a hidden kingdom thrives, one rarely seen, but vital to the forest's heartbeat. Here invertebrates reign in astonishing diversity, quietly shaping the world above. Beetles in iridescent armor scuttle beneath leaf litter, breaking down fallen wood and recycling nutrients back into the soil. Earthworms tunnel unseen, aerating the ground and enriching it for future generations of plants. Delicate butterflies, such as the rare Apollo and the striking swallowtail, flutter from blossom to blossom, pollinating wildflowers and ensuring the renewal of life each spring. Spiders weave intricate webs between mossy trunks, their silken snares glistening with morning dew. Ants form bustling colonies, building elaborate underground cities and tending to aphid herds above. Dragonflies patrol sun-dappled streams, their larvae hunting underwater for months before emerging in a dazzling transformation. In Sikhote-Alin, invertebrates are more than mere inhabitants. They are engineers, recyclers, pollinators, and prey. Their endless labor sustains the forest, decomposing what has fallen and nourishing what is yet to come. Some, like the elusive stag beetle or the jewel-toned longhorn, are living relics of ancient forests. Others, like the camouflage stick insect, have mastered survival through mimicry and stealth. Through drought and deluge, freeze and thaw, the invertebrates of Sikhote-Alin persist, adaptable, resilient and essential. Their silent industry knits together the web of life, ensuring that even the mightiest trees and rarest beasts depend on the smallest creatures for their survival. In the shadows and soil, the true architects of the wild continue their work, unseen but never unfelt. As dusk settles over the ancient forests of Sikhote-Alin, a transformation unfolds beneath the cloak of darkness. The world that slumbers by day now stirs with secret life. In these shadowed hours the true rhythm of the night resonates, a realm where sight yields to sound and moonlight guides the watchful and the wary. Silent wings flutter overhead as owls, with eyes wide and unblinking, scan the forest floor for the faintest rustle. Their feathers, edged in softness, muffle each beat, allowing them to swoop unseen upon unsuspecting prey. Below, the forest floor comes alive with furtive movements. The Amur hedgehog, bristling with spines, snuffles through the undergrowth, foraging for beetles and worms revealed by the cool night air. Deeper in the darkness, the elusive sable slinks between tree trunks, its keen sense of smell guiding it to rodents and birds' nests. The wild boar, emboldened by the cover of night, roots noisily among roots and fallen fruit, its sensitive snout detecting even the faintest aroma beneath the leaf litter. Far above, bats emerge from hidden crevices, their high-pitched calls painting an invisible map of the world through echolocation. They swoop and dive, feasting on night-flying insects drawn to the pale glow of moonlit clearings. Predator and prey engage in a silent ballet, each equipped with adaptations honed by countless generations. Nocturnal eyes glow with a reflective sheen, capturing every glimmer of light. Ears twitch at the slightest sound, and whiskers brush the air, mapping the unseen. Some, like the spotted salamander, rely on damp nights to journey across the forest floor in search of mates, their skin glistening in the dew. In this world of shadows, survival depends on stealth and senses sharpened by darkness. The forest breathes differently at night, quieter but no less alive. Here life persists in whispers and glimmers, revealing the wild's most secret stories to those who listen. When darkness falls, Sikhote-Alin is reborn, not silent but symphonic. A hidden world thrives, where every sound, scent and shadow holds the promise of survival, and the eternal dance of the wild continues beneath the stars. Beneath the dense canopy and tangled undergrowth, an unseen network pulses with life, a hidden world where fungi and decomposers quietly orchestrate the forest's renewal. Here, fallen trunks and decaying leaves are not signs of death, but vital offerings in the endless cycle of life. Fungi, with their intricate webs of mycelium, stretch through the soil like invisible threads, binding the forest together. Some burst forth as delicate mushrooms after the rain, their caps painted in earthy hues, a fleeting spectacle above ground, hinting at the vastness below. Others remain hidden, weaving their way through roots and wood, breaking down what once stood tall and proud. As decomposers, fungi, bacteria, and tiny invertebrates feast on dead plant and animal matter, they transform it into rich humus, the lifeblood of the forest floor. Nutrients locked away in fallen leaves, ancient logs, and animal remains are released, nourishing new growth. This quiet recycling sustains the towering pines, the sprawling ferns, and every creature that calls Sikhote-Alin home. Some fungi form symbiotic partnerships with trees, exchanging minerals for sugars in a silent barter that fortifies both. Others, like bracket fungi, slowly consume fallen giants, returning their strength to the soil over decades. Even the smallest decomposers, the springtails, mites and beetles, play their part, fragmenting matter and paving the way for the final transformation. In this unseen realm, life and decay are inseparable. Each fragment broken down, each spore released, ensures that the forest endures. The silent architects, fungi and their allies, remind us that in Sikhote-Alin, every ending is a new beginning, and the wild's resilience is rooted in the cycles beneath our feet.